Welcome to the Grant Show. I want to introduce all. I want to introduce Miss Jones and Black History Month. Let's receive her now. Good evening, Miss Jones.
Good afternoon, Caleb.
May I ask you what is your full name?
Barbara Jones.
How did segregation impact you?
Segregation impacted me. Without at the time, that was all I knew. But I always wondered why there were restaurants and movies and everything that black people we had to, when we went to the movie theater we had to go up a dark upstairs through a hallway. We never could go in the front door, or we had to go in the side door to places. And I always wondered why the white people got to go in the front door, but we never could. They would take our money, but they would not give us the same service that we received as the white people received.
Very unfair. How did it feel to use different bathroom stalls and different water fountains?
Well, at the time, that was all. That was all that I knew at the time was the colored and white labels on the water fountains and the bathrooms. But the colored bathrooms were broken or not kept as clean as the white. But I guess that was just all we knew at the time. So we just went along. But I'm glad that there were lots of changes that come along.
Great answer. May I ask you how was it? How was it? How was it going to an all-black school?
I enjoyed going to an all black school, Caleb. I had the same friends all through school. And in high school, we only had one high school in Raleigh, and that was J.W. Ligon High School. And everyone that's in my age range that's in Raleigh, that's from Raleigh, that still lives here, we all know each other because we all went to school together and lived in the same neighborhoods.
Good looking out. How did you feel when Martin Luther King Jr. died?
It was a very hard. I was heartbroken and so disappointed that Dr. Martin Luther King had been killed. I was in the 12th grade when he died, and it was in April. And that year, when he died, the day he died, all the blacks, we turned up your own neighborhood and looting and rioting. And a lot of the young men in my classrooms, they were busting windows and doing things until Coretta Scott King came on TV and asked the people to stop all the violence and looting because that's not what her husband would have wanted.
Okay. Did you experience hatred?
I have experienced hatred just because of the color of my skin, not for anything that I did or said, but just because of the color of my skin. People hated you. They didn't want you to come into their businesses or to eat with them or socialize with them.
Very mean. What type of work did your parents do?
My mother she did day work. She would clean white people's houses during the day. Each day she had a different house that she would go to during the week. And my father was a janitor at the Coca-Cola plant.
Okay. Was your school segregated?
It was. My school was segregated. I went to school at all black high school.
Did you go to college?
I went to Fayetteville State University in Fayetteville, North Carolina for 2 years.
May I ask what is your major?
My major was elementary education.
Who inspired you when you were young?
My parents inspired me when I was young. They were wonderful, hard-working people. We had a great family, and we had fun times, and we did a lot of things together.
What role did religion play in your family?
Religion played a big role in my family. We always went to church. We worked in the church. And back then, during that time, that's how things were, I guess, were known in the community. It was done through the church. And things that needed to get out to the community, the pastor all this stuff would be discussed, at church.
Can you share any pictures with us?
I just happened to bring a couple of pictures with me, Caleb. This is a picture of my mother and my father.
She has a beautiful family.
And this was from 1954. So I was 4 years old and my brother was 2.
You have a beautiful home.
And that is, I was a 1967 debutante, and that was my dress. I was all dressed for the debutante ball in 1967.
That's a very beautiful dress.
Thank you.
May I ask what year you were born?
I was born in 1950.
May you tell us about your family?
Growing up, my mother and father, I had a household with a mother, a father, and my grandmother lived with us, and I had one brother, was 2 years younger.
Now, I will be saying my final thoughts about Ms. Brower's answers to my questions. And for my final thought, I really felt like I was really there. And I really appreciate you telling me about your history, sitting before you, and experience what you had to go through. And what I learned was that we all need to love one another without the matter of color we are.
Yay!